And there we have it. So I'm going to, there you go. We got now the products on that. We got the about, pickup and delivery, contact. We got the map. On the small now, when I minimize it, this looks better now, right? Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make and actually deploy a website that you build in ChatGPT. So this tutorial, I'm going to go through the ChatGPT web browser. I'm going to have a whole series on this. I'm going to do Codex, Anti-Gravity, Gemini, Google AI Studio, SQUID bot, and I'm going to show you all the workflows and how to build a professional website for your business, or if you're trying to start a business, or even if you just want to refresh your site. And why this matters? Well, back in the day, I mean, I've designed thousands of websites. I've seen people now want them quicker, faster, better, more animations, this and that, because the technology is there so we can build. But I know a lot of you guys might get stuck and like, how do I actually deploy it? Where do I go from there? So I'm going to show you guys very simply on WordPress, and then I'm going to show you also in Go High Level. It's very similar, the work style and workflow that I do. So I'm going to use an example on a website called Clone a Feed. So let's get into it. And at the end, I'm going to show you something that I've been working on with my team here. And it's very cool, and it's actually making website and website changes and everything agentic and super fast. So stay tuned for that. That'll come at the end. All right, so before we start, we kind of need to know, what is your product? Is it a product or service? What do you, because this matters for navigation, and this is all going to be built through natural language. There's no coding required, and it's pretty quick, pretty simple. And within half hour here to an hour, I'll have a full website built for you guys, and you can do this with your brand as well. So we're doing Clone a Feed. We're going after a physical product that we need to sell. So this will impact the site navigation. So this is the current site. You can explore the products, and there's a few products. It needs a refresh, but I'm going to build it full from scratch. And so what I like to do is I always like to go out and look at examples. So this one's called Jeffo. It's nice. It's got big cards here, easy, very easy to navigate. It's got a blog, which we could integrate as well. You can spin up some blog posts. That's a separate video. I'm just going to show you guys how to do this. You can customize your header, everything like that. Now, there's a few sites I go to as well for inspiration if there's something that you like, but this also depends on what type of site you're building. If it's a service-based like electronic site, maybe you're going to need a massive navigation menu, and I always optimize for mobile. I make everything fully responsive, so that means when you shrink a screen or grow a screen, it stays really nice. All the elements are nice, nothing's overlapping. And yeah, so I'm going to take a few examples. We'll go over to ChatGPT now, and I'll show you guys how this is done. All right, so you can head over to ChatGPT, and in here, here's where you select the model, and this is where you put the prompt if you haven't used ChatGPT before. And today we are on Sol 5.6 Sol, which is pretty reliable and pretty nice. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to give it a voice note prompt, and this is how easy it is. This is how simple it can be. And like I said, have your examples, and if you are starting from scratch, this site even needs a logo, so I can show you how to do that really quick. I'm going to paste in the URL so it knows the colors, and yeah, it just depends on your niche too. So check this out. Hey chat, I'm going to be building a website today, and I want to build this for WordPress, and it's going to be massive HTML embeds for each page. So I want each page optimized for SEO, LLMO, show up in Google, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, all the large language models. And I'm going to paste in after this our current website and then some inspiration that I like. And then if we could build those out to preview them here. And then, like I said, I just want them all in separate canvases and build out a nice sitemap optimized for mobile, fully responsive. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to grab the Clone a Feed. Oh yeah. And I guess the first thing we need is a few logos, but I need them in PNG, so it's a clear background. If you could get me some Clone a Feed, just simple, nice, what works for the niche. These are people looking for feed for livestock, for their animals, so keep that in mind. Use the brand colors from the site. I think it's a green with like a tan, and let me know if you have any questions along the way. So pop the site in there. If you are redoing a site or have a lot, you might want to say, hey, let's keep the navigation and URLs the same. So for example, when we go to products, we want the products URL to still be the products. So I'll put that in there as well. Hey, and then one more thing is let's keep the URLs for each page the same. The product page will be /products. And then I think that's all we've built out, but we'll want a page for each of the feeds. And like I mentioned, optimized for the large language model. So we need that short snippet answer and everything like that. Perfect spacing. And we'll go /products. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to let this thing build. And then I'll show you if you have a website, this method works for Wix, Squarespace, every platform. But like I said, I'm just going to show you through WordPress, and then I'm going to show you in Go High Level as well, just quickly how you can take this code that is made here and pop it in. There's a few simple steps, but we'll head over to WordPress right now, and you'll need some hosting. You can host through Bluehost, SiteGround, GoDaddy. Anything that specializes in WordPress hosting, I'm pretty sure most of them do. So we'll head over there right now. All right, so we're in the back end of WordPress. If you've never been here before, don't worry about it. Don't worry about most of these. You will need one plugin. That's it. And there's one theme I like to use, but you can use any theme you desire. So what I do first is I go to Themes, Appearance, Themes. And there's a bunch of themes, but the one I like to do is Cadence. So you'd go add theme, type in Cadence. And you might ask me why I like this one. It's very lightweight. Sometimes if you want to keep the header and footer, so it's just like easy to update, you can keep that in here. And it's a really nice for mobile and whatnot. And that's a whole nother tutorial on how to use this theme. But the way I'm building it is so agentic agents can come in and make changes and it doesn't get messed up in all like the little cards and elements. It's just, that's why it's a massive HTML page for each thing. And I hide the header and footer. So I'll show you that now. So we'll go over to pages once it's activated. And these are the old pages. Like I said, we have products, which I'm going to update, homepage, which I'm going to update right now. I don't want to update it yet because ChatGPT is using that for the content and I don't want to overwrite it. But what we can do is we'll just call this feed homepage. Now, we have a few things over here. So up here, you're going to see we have a few of the buttons. And this is how you navigate between the page settings and then actual blocks and stuff on the page. So you can see the blocks and elements that you're working on. All you need here is I'm going to show you is just custom HTML. So I'll show you that one more time. So you just go add and you can type in HTML. That's it. One HTML block. Edit HTML, and this is where you paste the code. So a few things you need to do though in order to make this look good. You need to disable the page title. Because if you don't, you're going to see it. So disable. One other thing I like to do is I like to go page full width. Because default will sometimes give you spacing issues on the side, and even on mobile, it might even space it even more. So go full width. Content style, unbox. Unbox it because the massive HTML you're building in ChatGPT is going to get thrown in here, and you want all that styling to apply. The other thing too is I like to disable header and disable footer right down here. Then we're going to save the draft. Now, the other thing that I want to do really quick is I like to add one SEO plugin. And there's a few you can use. You can use Yoast. I like all-in-one SEO right now. I've used both. I've swapped back and forth. Yoast is pretty good too, though. That's it. Install, activate. That's it. That's it for plugins. Okay, so let's go back to pages. And let's go see how the code is doing. All right, cool. So they're all PNG. I kind of like this one, but to be honest, let's just go with that one. And it did make it a PNG. So you can tell it's a PNG because when I hover, see how it's like that checkered background? That means PNG just means transparent. So we're going to edit and I'm going to comment and say, can you please just make this one logo here now? Thank you. And send. So that's how you can edit images in here. And right now, as of late July 2026, the image model for ChatGPT is the best. If you go to SQUID Lab, it's a site we built, it just tracks all the models, and for images you can kind of find out what's the best image, roughly the cost per image. You can use Nano Banana was the best for a long time, but it's not anymore. Videos, Flash, you can see what all the best videos are, video models, chat models, code models, agent models. Perfect, that's amazing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to download. Now the cool thing, when I do the Codex website building, I actually get Codex to compress these images for me, which is amazing, and optimize them, because that's gonna help speed your site up as well, and that is perfect for SEO, but I'm not gonna get that in depth today. All right, hey, now can we build out all those pages, please, for the new site? And now you have the colors, and let's get them all in their separate canvases. And so I can copy and paste the massive HTML sections to WordPress, please. Thank you. And if you have any questions, let me know. And please take the pricing from the product page, make it exact. We can build out a page for each of the products as well. And you can generate some nice images, hyper realistic in there as well, that I could use and download and upload to WordPress so I can actually use them on the site. Thank you. All right, so one other thing to keep in mind is the images, because everyone's gonna say, oh, it had all these images, and then how do I get those over? I'll show you guys. It's very simple. All right, so now what we're gonna do is I'm going to go to media here, and I'm simply going to drag in my logo. This was from ChatGPT, by the way, which is pretty cool. Straight from ChatGPT. And I'll tell you one thing right now, I know the file size of this is too large to be a logo, but like I said, you can get, it's funny because you can install a plugin here that's a compressor that you can pay for, but with Codex, which I'll do my next tutorial on, I'm going to show you some of the features of that. And actually I like that workflow really good as well. For alt tags here, we want to make sure that we have feed logo. Make sure the alt tags are in there. Perfect. And I think what I can do is I think you can edit it in here as well. If you want to crop it. Also in Codex, you could get this recreated as a really, really high quality logo for print if you wanted. And I could show you guys that in the next video too. All right, guys, and then one other thing I'm going to show you. If you do have Canva, I love Canva. It's a great program. I'm just going to show you quickly how to make this smaller in Canva. So for example, this is in inches, but height would be maybe, let's go 3 inches by width, probably 5. And what I can do is pop in that image from ChatGPT, background remover, and center, and file, download, PNG, transparent background, and size, just make it small like that. Maybe you don't want it to be blurry, but you do want the file size to be small. There you go. That's another way to do it quick. All right, so it looks like it's kind of built my mock-up, so you can kind of see the vision here. It's got me some images too. How do I see these? There, we can download to put the food on the bag. What else did it do? Made actual bags. And you probably want to make this look like your actual store though. You could create this, but if a customer shows up and that's not what it looks like. So you can download these images for the site. And I'm just going to do this so you guys can see how to use these. You can download them all as a pack. I just like to download the ones right at a time. And I think I got those images. Here we go. Now the next thing is you could animate this. So for the home video, yeah, for the hero image. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to flow.google.com. All right, so I create a new project with Flow. I believe even with a basic account now, you get credits. I'm on the pro account. This is not necessary. You can skip this part if you don't want to have a video in your background. But let me tell you something. Videos on websites will elevate your site instantly. So we're going to upload. And what we're going to do here for video settings, we're going to use Omni Flash. This is the best right now as of late July, pretty much August. And we're going to add to prompt and just say, all right, we're gonna let that just build, and we're gonna use that as the hero image, and I'll show you guys how to do that next. So if you weren't happy with these images, you could say, can you create me a few more images for the site? And I'm gonna go to the website again. So I'm over at the site, and I need one for livestock feed. I need an image for livestock feed, poultry feed, and pet nutrition. Those are the 3 images. Those are gonna be 3 pages that I'm gonna build out here today. All right, so I'm gonna ask for those 3 images, and then I'm gonna show you where I put the images now. And like I said, if you're using Wix or Squarespace or any of those other platforms, there's probably a media section. Even Go High Level, that's where you'll grab the URL and then give it to ChatGPT to use that image URL in the HTML that we'll design next once we have the images. So once you have your images and your videos of what you want to use, if you already have assets, you can use those as well. So let me show you. All right, so I'm dropping these images in. Once again, the images that are created through ChatGPT are large. So for SEO, you do want to spend the time to optimize these by compressing them. There's plugins you can buy, and like I said, you can use Codex, which will compress them. But for now, just for speed, to show you guys how quick you can build a site, I'm not going to compress them, but there are things that you can do to make your site better, optimized, load quicker, and that's what the search engines love, at least Google. So one other thing is you want to update the alt tags. Alt tags are important. That's how they show up for search. So you could go like, so if someone types that in search for images, this probably will pop up. You can try. I don't know when you're watching this video, but pop that into your Google, see if it pops up. Is providing it's been at least 2 months since this video launched. And next, these are, and then we have, let's go see how that video is doing now. All right, here's the video. Let's see. Pretty cool. Good enough for the homepage for now. Let's download it. All right, so one other trick I do, because you can notice this is watermarked right here. I like to kind of crop that off through CapCut, but it doesn't really matter. But I'll show you guys how I do that. All right, so you head over to CapCut, and I'm just going to throw this in. And what you can do is you can just drag the video like that. And that way the clone of feed as well is more prominent. And then press play. So we're going to export, download, and export. That's it. All right, so now back to ChatGPT. These are great images. So what I'm going to do, you can take a look here at them: poultry feed, rabbit feed, small animal feed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, I want one with pet nutrition on the bag. All right, so we can download these 3 images. All right, so my CapCut video is done downloading, and I'll show you guys just a before and after here. So this is the after. You can see there's no watermark, which is pretty cool. And then this is before. You can see there's the watermark. So, all right, there we go. So now we have the pet nutrition. So I'm going to download this image. We're going to throw them into WordPress, and then we're going to get the site built. And this is the quickest part you guys will see now. It's all the prep work. It's all about getting the assets and the media. And honestly, that's what makes a website really good, is spending that time on the creation. And then other than that, it's pretty simple. All right, so what I did is I'm just dragging in more images, and I'm going to drag in my movie. As mentioned, if you have ChatGPT, the plan, you get access to Codex, and I'll show that in my next video. You literally ask it to compress these for web optimization, and it will compress them all on your computer locally, and then you drag them in, but that's just a whole nother step. But this is, like I said, we're going for speed here. I'm at 24 minutes. I said under half hour, so let's push these last 5 minutes out here. And once again, I'm going to update all the alt tags here. And to do that, simply you just click on the image and you can see the alt tag, and just make sure it represents what's going on in the image. Don't do clickbait. Google doesn't like that. Actually type in there what is in the photo. All right, guys, now we're going to build the site. So we're going to grab the video. You're going to copy this URL. And so it's copied. And now we head over to ChatGPT. And now if you have examples of sites you like as well, put them in here. And I will say now, if you have like cool drone videos and things like that for your hero, that's amazing. That works the best. We're just gonna pop in all the URLs. So we'll pop back to WordPress. Now you're in WordPress. I'm gonna flip to the next video and just copy the URL, which is right here. So that's the livestock feed. All right, so just popping those in, and then last thing is, I was specific. Sometimes when you're making images, it can get confused and like keep making images. So I said no more images. Now time to build out the website in HTML, all in their own canvas, so I can preview here and also copy the HTML into WordPress. I'm using HTML embed. So I need a massive block of code. And then can we have each one in their own section? And then I said, here are the images that you can use in your web design. And I gave all the URLs there. Technically, all that was these images it previously created, downloaded them, saved them. If you have time, compress them locally on Codex, or just leave them, just download them, drag them into the backend of WordPress. Then you grab the URLs from there and bring them back. Now, let's see how the design is. If you don't like the design, you can give it other websites. Like, hey, take inspiration from this. I'm going to show you guys a few places I go to get really cool web design right now. And this is like some of the tips and tricks to just really elevate your site. All right, so one place that I go is uiverse.io. And you can browse all the elements. There's different cards, different toggles. So if you want different cards, you can get the code and literally give the code to ChatGPT and say, hey, I like this for my cards, or anything like that you're looking for. Loaders, if the screen loads, although things load so quick right now, you can ask ChatGPT to use this code, and there is everything there. All you got to do is literally copy and paste it. You can see how many people have viewed it. There's different buttons. I mean, now with AI though, it's creating some really cool stuff, but like if you like the way that button looks, or this one look kind of cool, follow me. Yeah, that one's kind of cool. If you're doing like some video, retro video is your business or whatever, click me, that's kind of cool. And then I'll show you another site that I use, but cards are cool. So everyone has different products, you know, forms. Although now, like I said, AI is just getting so good at this. So the next site I go to sometimes if I need inspo for brands and everything, landbook.com. So if you're like, oh, I just need, what looks cool, just what visually catches the eye, you can search all previous built ones and see kind of the flow and how they work and how the design is. A lot of the times you're going to notice it is the images and the videos that make it look really cool. So spend your time on that. You can scroll through here and you could grab it and just copy, save. You could share it. You can give this to ChatGPT and say, hey, I like this, design it like this. Gives you all like the color palette and pretty cool, right? All right, another one I'll show you is 21st.dev. This one has really cool cards too, most popular, most recommended. This one I like even better. So there's tons of these sources out there now where like if you really like this, you can click on it. Look at that, you can like move it around. You can save it, remix it, you can copy the code. You can literally give the code to ChatGPT. All right, cool. So it just finished. Because I've used outside URLs, you can do allow selected, but I find it just doesn't even work. So I just deny. And here we are. So we can press play here to view it. Now the reason why the logo's not showing up is it's grabbing these other URLs. Okay, pretty cool. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna grab the code because I'm just trying to be fast here. We could change up the font. You could change up everything. You can give it inspo too. I'll show you, I'll do a V2. So we'll copy this, copy the code right there. Okay. Once the code is copied, you go to pages. Let's go to the home page. You go edit in HTML, paste there. Now you can see that shows up and you can see the whole preview. Now all like the images are showing in the video. So let's update. And then all you do is publish. And now let's view it. There we go. So, and this was just one shot. I haven't even taken screenshots and asked it to change anything. Like for example, you can't really read that font there. So I'd say, hey, put like a white a white gradient behind that. Or you can even move that little like backyard flocks. You could maybe put that above. And even for the cards, so see how like there's a font, some of the word, so is on 2 lines. I would say, hey, watch, I'll do one quick update and then the FAQs. Okay, cool. And even made the logo white and must have added some overlay. And same thing with this menu. We don't want any of the letters to be separate. So let's just do one prompt here. We'll run it again and get those code changes fixed. Because this is just how you do it. Screenshots, chat with it. So you'll see, you can see how easy and quick that was, right? But we'll build out every page. All the pages are going to link. But let's just give it one more prompt here. And it's up to you if you want give it feedback for everything at once or just do one change at a time. Sometimes I'm up to like, when I'm trying to do a really, really good job, I'm up to like 20 revisions sometimes, like, change this, change that, right? But the header, because the header is on every single page, let's just leave it, let's leave it a voice note here. So what I did here is I just said, hey, make sure all the copy and text is on one line, like don't wrap the text. And then I sent a screenshot so it can see like the home, products, about, it's wrapping the text, which I don't want. Everything has to be on one line. So update all that. And then I'll say up. Just a heads up, as this gets bigger, there is a certain context window and it gets slower and slower. So if you do want to make changes in like a week, I just start a brand new chat. Don't come back to this chat. It's going to get really slow and bogged down. So just for speed, because sometimes it's like it takes 15 minutes before it generates. So it's like, go walk your dog, come back. And yeah, that's what I'd recommend. Okay, so what I did here is it just gave me the preview hub so I could preview everything, but I just want all the pages updated. And then I also asked below, I want just in text, all the meta descriptions and everything so I can copy and paste them into that one plugin I installed. I'll show you the plugin and then we'll go from there. All right, here we go. We're in the final stretch now. So that was only 52 seconds. It updated everything. Now, cool. So it's given me all the global meta information, which is awesome. So, all right, so I'm going to copy. Once it's copied, it goes to a check mark. And then we go to edit HTML, paste it in, update, save. I still don't know if I'm really happy with this menu. To be honest, I might want just the products. And then under the products, like it would show all 3, but this is good enough. Save. Now let's go to the products page. If you have an old site as well, you got to delete out the old content. So you can just delete custom HTML, edit HTML. Let's go to the products, copy, paste it in, update. Now, what you're going to notice here is they've given me up here products. What we might want to do is export that as a TXT after because it's too slow. ChatGPT is too slow. Now we're going to go back here and same thing. You want to go to the brick here, disable the title, full width, unbox, and then we want to disable the header and footer, save. See, now those aren't, I like that all centered though, but that's just more screenshots. And let's go to the next page. Okay, I gotta film this for you guys. This is the issue with doing this through the web version. It is so slow. Like, and like I said, my MacBook's pretty fast, but like I'm trying to scroll. I can't even scroll. I can't even copy this code. This has slowed me down by probably 10 to 15 minutes. Look at this. It's trying to load assets from WordPress. It's cool because I've copied some over, but this honestly should take me like less than 2 minutes. Copy, paste, copy, paste. Look at this. I'm just sitting here. This is the frustrating stuff that can happen when you're trying to do it through. Look at, I don't even know what the heck's going on. I was trying to like, look at, anyway, I'll keep you guys posted. I'm just going to wait for it. I don't know what the heck's going on. I was trying to move the screen. Now look. Okay, I was trying to show you the easy way, just copying straight from those browsers below. But I honestly think I'm just going to download all these HTMLs and then copy them and paste them, because trying to copy from here has just been, I had to reload the page too. It stopped loading. So let's just go really slow here. We'll do the livestock feed next. All right, I finally got the livestock feed. So make sure one other thing is when you pop this in, make sure that's your URL, livestock feed. Honestly, this thing is slowing the site down so much. But let's go here, add page. Now, what you want to do here is you can go and we have to do the same thing, add HTML, edit HTML, paste it in, update, and then we're going to go here, we're going to disable full width, unbox, and disable header, disable footer, publish, publish. And then you're wondering where that SEO stuff goes. It's meta boxes. And this is where you just literally pop in from ChatGPT. Title goes in here. You're hitting those keywords, right? Okay, so pretty much I've gotten frustrated because I'm trying to scroll and these things pop up every 2 seconds. So I just asked it for everything that I can just copy and paste, because this chat now, the context window of this, I don't know how many tokens it is currently, but it's slowing down this workflow big time. This might have been the smarter way to do it. I like to preview it though in here, because then you can kind of look at it and then you're not copying and pasting a bunch of times, but this is how you deploy it, right? So I'll show you where we're at now. So we'll load up clone a feed. For some reason, it's still rendering the old version. Products. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's looking pretty good from where it was. We'll just keep copying and pasting. And once all the links are in, like sitemap shouldn't be there. I got to take a screenshot and remove some of this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, we probably also want different, let's see, there's a few bugs here. Some different images for each of the pages as well. So I'll get those updated as well. All right, guys, so I exported everything in the TXT files now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to create a new chat to make some edits, because that chat was way too slow. So this is how it works now. So what I'm doing really quick is you can see all the pages. And this is going to work so much quicker for us here. You're going to see how quick. Sample page, we can trash that. So we're going to go to the home page. And perfect now. So what we're going to do is make this the right there. And we're going to go to the meta boxes. This should help with SEO a lot as well. And we have the keyword we're trying to hit here. Clone feed. Go back here. Save. Okay, now we go back. There's definitely a lot of code changes I got to make. Now we're going to go to products, product page. Page title. Save. Now we're going to go to livestock feed. I started making these pages. So you can make these pages first. Then all you got to do is pop in the code. So let's just, livestock feed. Then what you do is check the URL. So livestock feed, make sure, oh, it looks like, I guess livestock, sorry, I'm not a farmer. Livestock is one word. So what we're going to do is edit the URL here. Save. And go back to the meta boxes and make sure that this is disabled, full width, disable, disable, save. I already know I'm going to have to go and do one more round of updates. Now we'll do horse feed, add page, horse feed. We can do the meta first and just make sure it's dash horse feed. Pop it in here. Horse feed, save. What I can do at the same time is go up here and we're going to full width, unbox, disable, disable. You'll see it gets pretty repetitive. Disable the title, add HTML. Now I got this horse feed HTML, edit, paste, update. Okay, cool, publish. Products, livestock, horse feed. Now we got poultry feed. So create a page, poultry feed. We can do the meta. You can tell I've built a lot of sites, but if you just go slow, page by page, you can do this unlimited amounts, right? All right, so I'm just gonna repeat this for every single page, and then I'll show you guys the final product. All right, so I'll show you how it's looking now. And we got the home, we got the products. We might want to do one more video for products, just so it looks a little different. It'll actually make it look better as well. And I might want to do products and then make the menu under products. Let's go livestock, poultry, and pet, just to clean up this navigation. Because when you're doing navigation, that's super important on a website as well. You kind of want to minimize your header to your best-selling products or just simplify it, right? Even the contact about. Let's do a few changes here, and I'll show you how to do that now. So we'll screenshot the top, and I'm going to screenshot the footer. How is everything else looking? I think when we hover on these, like I think that animation's fine. You can change the color though. Like, hey, when you hover, can you make the buttons like? It needs to be pretty simple. But one other thing I noticed is on the livestock feed, we have that. On the poultry feed, we have that. On the pet nutrition feed, we have that. On the about and delivery and pickup and contact. So now I'm going to show you guys what we do. So let's go to the back end of WordPress again. So now we have all the pages built out. So now it's the quick part. I actually am going to start a new chat now in ChatGPT, and I'll show you guys what to do. All right, new chat. That last one, like I said, that's really frustrating, and that's why I'm excited to show you guys building with a few other platforms so you guys can actually compare. But this is a great place to start, like if you're just trying to update stuff. But ready? So here we go. Hey chat. So I need to make some updates to my website. It's built in WordPress, and each page has a massive HTML embed. That's it. I need some changes to the header and footer. I'm going to attach some screenshots, and I'm going to give you all the code for each page. If then you can please make the changes and export them all in massive blocks of HTML as well down below, so I can simply copy and paste everything back into WordPress. That would be awesome. Thank you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those screenshots and I'm going to pop them in. All right, so I popped in all the screenshots, but then what I'd like to do is I like to actually look at them, and I can leave another voice note while I'm looking at them just so I know what I'm talking about. Okay, hey chat. So for the screenshots you're going to see on the products, now this is for the menu for the whole site, and the footer actually is where we want most of the changes. You'll notice on the products page, can we make the products page then drop down to livestock feed, poultry feed, and pet nutrition just to clean up the main navigation? And this is the same on mobile, please. Let's make it look really nice and fully responsive and fast. Best code you can do. The second screenshot you're going to notice is on the menu, you have like a secondary navigation on the livestock feed page, on the poultry feed page, on the pet nutrition, on the about, on the delivery pickup, and the contact. There's like almost a secondary URL navigation. And then on the footer, can we clean that up? Can we remove sitemap? Can we remove rabbit and small animal? Yeah, just make it look a little better. Maybe make the shop information and contact that same nice yellowish color that's from the logo. Please make those changes, only those changes, and then export into HTML like I asked. And yeah, only make those changes that I asked for. Do not make any other changes. Thank you. If you have questions, ask me. All right, that's the next step. All right, now what we have to do, there's a bit of copying and pasting. So this is where, it gets a little manual, but still quicker. So what you're gonna wanna do is go to the About page, edit the HTML. You're gonna copy the About, paste it in there. We're gonna copy, you click on the box, edit code. Command A, if you're on Mac, highlights everything, and then Command C copies, just a shortcut for you guys. You can see it's pasting it up here, which is cool. Cancel, back, delivery and pickup, edit code, copy, paste, horse feed, edit code, Command A, copy, paste, next, homepage, edit code, copy, paste, livestock feed. I've also realized livestock is one word. Save, copy, paste, pet nutrition, copy, paste, poultry feed, copy, paste, and products. All right, so it's all pasted in there. I'm on, once again, I'm on high Sol 5.6. Let's go. All right, so this thing's just been loading for a while, but what I did was I took a few screenshots from the old site of these charts, these pricing charts, because I think that they want to probably keep these charts. So I asked just, can you please recreate these charts on the respective pages? There's like a pricing chart for each one. So I'm gonna make sure that it remakes those, because on my brief skim, it didn't put them in a nice chart format. So once this is done, I'm gonna give it this prompt as well, and then I'll review all the code. All right, I also went over to Flow, Google, and I had this image and I said, hey, my prompt here, I'll just show you the actual prompt. This is how good AI is getting. I say, can you just create me another image of just like the grain? So it did, and you can say premium feed, right? So that's really cool. I'm gonna use this. Now I'm gonna animate this actually and make that the product page video. So I'm gonna download this one too because I actually quite like it. And then I'm gonna go back here and I'm going to start. I'm gonna add that to prompt. I'll say, so I'm gonna get this video as well. And as mentioned previous in this video, you should compress these. There are plugins that you can do. You can pay for it or get free. I'll show you guys one actually. All right, so here's what the video looks like. Pretty cool. Once again, it has the little watermark, so I'll get rid of that. All right, and while the code's going as well, I'm gonna go into the media and I'm gonna add in those two new images. And same thing, set the alt tag on them. This will be feed grain. And that's the video. Now what I'm going to do is I'll show you one of the plugins that's free. It can do a few, but add plugin. Let's use this. I think you get some free up to 20 megabytes a month. So let's install, activate, bulk optimization, and Imagify. Oh, well, their servers are down. All right, no worries. We'll come back to that. Now what you can do is as you add videos and images, you go to your library and you can say copy, and I'll go to ChatGPT. Copy this. Okay, now while that's loading, I'm going to show you guys simply how to do this in another platform, which is Go High Level. And it's literally the same steps, but I'll just show you really quick here. All right, when you're in Go High Level, you're going to go to Sites, Websites, and you can build a new website here. Or if you already have one, I'll show you, but yeah, you can just go New Website, and just call it Quota Feed. And it's as simple as a new page. You can just call this home path is the URL, so it'd be like home, or if it's like products, that's part of that, right? Because you want to make sure all the URLs line up. That is one of the tips and tricks as well, because you can get all this code, but what if things aren't lining up, right? So I just create from blank. I don't use any template. And I go blank section, add, and I just go HTML code. In this, it's called code. And what you want to do here is, because when you're building it, it's going to put padding. So you want to make the padding 0, 0, and then there's like another box inside that has padding 0, 0, 0, 0, and then there's even actually another box inside. And then all you do is you go here to general and open code, and this is literally where you copy and paste the code. I'm still waiting on this to update, but all right, so then you just literally paste the code in here, save, and you can preview it, hit the eye. So just like that, pretty simple. All right, so it finished these. I do have some new images, so I posted those new images in there. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to download all these TXT files, and I'll show you that. You can actually just copy it from here if you wanted not to download it. So this is the home page, command O. Copy the home page. Let's go to the home. Once again, edit the code, delete it out, pop in the new code, update, save. There we go. You can see now, bang, that's better, right? Just cleaner, deliver and pick up contact. All the things people need to know. Products page. This is going to get updated as well. Go back to products, edit code, update, save. Yeah, see, it added those. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Edit code, copy it in, update, save. And I'm just going to repeat this for all the other pages. All right, so the next thing I want to do is, that's super important, you want to view it on a small screen, right? So what you can do is you can shrink it in like this, and then now you're going to get the mobile experience. Let's accept all these. And one thing I've noticed is I don't like this. See how it's not, it just doesn't look as good. And then also I don't like how that drops like that. I want this whole button to drop, because if someone, pushes on products, it's just going to open products. And then I noticed this is still here. So I'm going to take a few screenshots, and definitely spend your time looking through everything here, but you can see everything in there. So, all right, anyway, I'll let you guys know when that's done. And then I'm going to show you guys something really cool that our team's been working on that makes website design and changes. Like, you guys are going to be blown away. All right, guys. And there we have it. So there you go. We got now the products on that. We got the about, pickup and delivery, contact. We got the map, all the footer works. You can see like about us is going to go to the about us. On the small now, when I minimize it, this looks better now, right? You can see products, all products. If you click just products, it drops down, which is cool. We have all the pricing in there. And yeah, now I'm going to show you guys the final thing here that we've been working on. And I'm actually going to do a full video. If you like this, don't forget to subscribe. Comment down below website if you want the full guide from this. And then if you guys like, comment SQUID. I'm going to show you guys something we've been building that builds websites super fast. All right, just to show you guys that, I'm going to go feed.squidbot.app and show you there's nothing there. Okay, now check this out. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say I need, this is SQUIDbot, by the way. This is how fast you can build sites. I need a site built here, please. First off, it's hooked up to Cloudflare, so it can spin up subdomains in seconds. Now I'm going to take, let's just say, recreate the home page here. I'll say, can you make me something like this? There. Now what I'm going to do in live time here. And so SquidBot is built, the bottom layer infrastructure is actually OpenClaw. So if you've ever used that, and it's going to start building now. So you saw the process before with, that's it. It's going to build it, check the domain. And I want to actually do this one in real time as well to show you guys. Okay, it's going to build the site, get it live. And you can do this, and the way we built the site now, if you have this, it can go in and literally make changes to the site because it's one massive block of HTML. So when you screenshot and say, hey, change this or do this, it has no problem. There's not going to be, I mean, even if you have embedded things and you're using like a drag and drop brick builder, it might figure it out. But with this, it's just boom, it's quick, it's instant. So let's just set it up here. And it's going to build this out live for you. So like I said, if you want more info on this, comment SquidBot below and we'll send it to you. And hey, if you guys like this series, I'm going to be going into anti-gravity. Site is built, server was killed. Let me restart and deploy. Still not live yet. And the beauty of using this is you can do this from your phone. You can do this from a walk. It would be the same thing though, giving it the assets, like giving it access to even folder, like let's say you have a Google Drive and all those images are in there and they're named, like, hey, use the images from this Google Drive, grab them, put them on my site. And just giving it access to WordPress as well is pretty easy. You give it an application password and then it can access WordPress, all the pages, it can update. Yeah, pretty cool. It can also monitor, here we go. Anyway, it made it like instantly. I didn't give it any other instructions, but look at that. So pretty cool. And that was just one shot in like less than 2 minutes. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let us know if you have any questions in the comments below.